Right now, cooler temperatures are on their way to South Texas. Bill Taylor is tracking it tonight.
A weak front, ECs, but some changes for sure. Saturday and Sunday's forecast is on the way.
Carjackings and car burglaries led to some schools taking extra security measures. How police say the crime spree ended with a teen taken into custody.
Neighbors say people are showing up to their door and claiming to be with Spectrum, but there's no badge. What you should do about it.
It is brand new affordable housing in a neighborhood that really needs it. Details coming up.
A teen is in police custody tonight. The 15-year-old is accused of carjacking and breaking into parked cars at an elementary school. Police arrested him on the west side near I-10 and Marbach Road. KENS 5's Rania Kaur explains what happened.
San Antonio police say it was a Passmore Elementary School teacher who walked outside and saw the suspects stealing from cars in the parking lot. The same suspects police were searching for since this morning. An hours-long search ended here at Woodgate Drive.
This is the most that's happened on this street in a long time.
San Antonio police say this morning they received 2 reports, just a few hours apart, of someone trying to commit a carjacking. Police say that suspect then driving to Passmore Elementary and breaking into 5 cars. Undercover detectives say they found the suspect's car at a shopping center and followed him to this neighborhood on the west side.
They were calling him out, try to tell them to come on out, and they were held up in there and they wouldn't come out, and we were, out of the line of fire, and they got him to come out.
San Antonio police arrested a 15-year-old who they say they found after watching surveillance from Passmore. 6 of Northside ISD schools were placed on a secure status during the search. The district releasing a statement saying in part, quote, NISD had 6 of her schools placed in a secure status earlier this morning as SAPD and NISD PD officers investigated vehicles being burglarized. Continuing to say there were a total of 6 vehicles burglarized at Passmore Elementary School.
This is pretty close to home, so I'm hoping the police will come around here more often too,
That 15-year-old is now in police custody. This is still an active investigation. As soon as we learn more information, we'll bring it to you right here on KENS 5 and on our website at kens5.com. On the west side, I'm Rania Kaur, KENS 5.
Teen pregnancy rates in Texas have increased for the first time in 15 years. That's according to a new study from the University of Houston. The increase comes after Texas passed a law banning abortions after 6 weeks back in 2021. KENS 5's Mike Jimenez explains rape-related pregnancies are also seeing an increase.
It's interesting, not really surprising, because let's first start with the fact that historically, Texas always had an astronomically high amount of reported rapes.
According to FBI crime statistic data, Texas leads the way in total number of forcible rape cases reported in the U.S. in 2020. According to a recent report in the Journal of the American Medical Association, Texas has the highest estimated number of pregnancies resulting from rape than any other state, at 65,000 rape-related pregnancies. 40% of those cases come from Texas.
It's expected from people in the RJ, reproductive justice, and birth work community that once a total ban on abortion happened in this state, that what we would see is more folks being forced to birth children.
Professor Elizabeth Gregory with the University of Houston says the study by JAMA is not based on actual numbers, but a prediction based on data from previous years.
Where they could predict if the rate of rape was the same, that there would be X% of pregnancies resulting. And if those people didn't have access to abortion, then that they could predict that there would be a rise.
Gregory recently conducted a study based on 2022 birth data from the CDC, concluding teen pregnancy rates in Texas have increased for the first time in 15 years, up 0.4%. Last year, there was a 9% decrease.
But it's most notable just because it's a change, right, in this ongoing pattern of decline that suggests differential access to contraception.
Gregory says overall there was a 2% increase in pregnancy statewide, but it varied based on race. Hispanics showed a 5% increase, while non-Hispanic whites saw a 5% decline. With the full abortion ban taking effect in 2022 in Texas, Gregory expects the numbers to continue to rise.
Some initial data that has already indicated that it will be going up.
Mike Jimenez, KENS 5.
We have new video tonight of a house fire on the west side that police say was set on purpose. This is cell phone video from a neighbor. It shows the flames shooting out of a home on Shady Grove just before 1 this morning. SAPD says officers were dispatched to the home for a mental health disturbance regarding a man threatening to burn down the house. When officers got there, they say they saw the man setting the home on fire. The 42-year-old suspect was taken into custody right away. Luckily, no one was hurt, and firefighters were able to put the fire out quickly. A San Antonio neighborhood is getting the word out after they say a man tried to get into homes by claiming he was a Spectrum technician. KENS 5's Andrew Moore shows us what happened and what Spectrum is saying about it.
A local homeowner says a man came to his door claiming to be a Spectrum worker and wanting to get inside. The thing is, the man doesn't have any Spectrum services, and he says the red flags didn't stop there. Mike Everett had a surprise visitor last week.
Can I help you?
I'm with Spectrum. He asked for access to the inside of the home to what he called verify services.
But Everett says he doesn't have any Spectrum services to verify. He also says the man refused to give a name and didn't have a badge.
Then he switched his tactic to, I need to see what they call the pedestal.
But the pedestal is the green thing in your front yard, so Everett told him to go find one somewhere else. Also, there was no Spectrum logo on the man's vehicle, and when Everett called Spectrum about it, they told him they had no workers in the area. The next day, cameras caught this group of men walking one neighborhood over. Their vehicle had no logos, and some didn't have ID.
Okay, I know what a node is.
But they told one homeowner they needed to see a node in her backyard. The woman already knew she didn't have one and asked them to leave.
I need to get the hell off of my property now!
A Spectrum representative told us in a statement today, all contractors working on Spectrum's behalf should have magnetic signage on their vehicles identifying them as such. All Spectrum employees and contractors also carry Spectrum identification cards and should be wearing Spectrum logo apparel. The statement further said, anyone who has a question regarding the identity of a contractor should err on the side of caution and contact Spectrum or local law enforcement. And finally, if you ever have concerns about any other suspicious contractor that comes to your door and wants to get inside, you can always call SAPD and they will send someone to come and check it out. On the northwest side, Andrew Moore, KENS 5.
In less than a month, Texas will see the first test of the Crown Act play out in court. The law prohibits discrimination based on hairstyle and hair texture. 18-year-old Houston area student Daryl George was suspended from his high school in August because of the length of his locks. The administrators at Barbers Hill ISD say his hair violates the dress code. However, his family says it's a discriminatory policy. The trial is set for February 22nd to see if the district is in violation of the law.
Career check 655, Addison Tower. Say again.
Investigators are trying to determine what led up to a deadly plane crash in northeast Texas and how a student pilot was able to steal the aircraft. The pilot of a Cessna 172 had a seemingly normal takeoff conversation with the Addison Tower, but then the conversation takes an unusual turn.
At about right now, you'll probably realize that I'm not going to listen to y'all's instructions, and I'm just heading to East Texas in a career check. So I'm gonna pull the COM 1 circuit breaker and the COM 2 circuit breaker right here soon as I unkey the mic.
The crash happened around 8:30 Wednesday night in Fannin County. No one else was on board the plane when it crashed in an open field. The pilot has been identified as 23-year-old Logan Timothy James, who was a student at ATP Flight School. Officials are trying to determine if the crash was intentional. The flight school has not returned requests for comment. There was a homecoming celebration of sorts in Southwest San Antonio today. City, county, and federal leaders toured a brand new affordable neighborhood by Habitat for Humanity. The homes there are being sold for less than $150,000. KENS 5 reporter Sue Kalberg tagged along.
This is your home sweet home?
Our future home.
You put some. Families are starting to call it home.
Come on in. All right.
Putting in sweat equity at Rancho Carlota in the heart of District 4, where they're dreaming and digging into a brighter future.
For our family, it's a big blessing. And we've been waiting for this for almost 8 years.
Almost 8 years, yeah.
Painting, stuff like that.
It's a collaborative effort where new homes are going to modest working families that make far less than the area median income. The joint venture used support from Housing and Urban Development, city bond money, and drainage improvements by Bexar County.
We weren't going to be able to build homes on here unless we did the infrastructure that was needed.
With drainage in place and a plan in hand from the city.
I remember when San Antonio's plan was first revealed to the world, and I was very impressed. I was very impressed with how thoughtful it was. I was impressed with the process.
Just muddy.
Homes that would sell in other neighborhoods for more than $200,000 will start in the 130s here. It's a team effort they hope to replicate.
Then we get to showcase our model, and then we get to help people across the United States when we know that housing is a crisis everywhere.
You know, studies have shown that their kids will be more successful in school. They'll have better health outcomes, better job outcomes.
When they're done here, almost 300 families will call this neighborhood home, a place where they can grow roots and wings and love. In Southwest San Antonio, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.
A free service is now available in Bexar County to help people prepare their taxes. The IRS created the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, or VITA program, to provide free tax services for low-income taxpayers. According to United Way, 46% of the people living in Bexar County are experiencing financial hardship. The VITA program is set up for those who make up to $60,000 per year.
Really focused on making sure people are getting the tax credits that they're entitled to, earned income tax credit, child tax credit, education credit, so that those resources go back into their pockets that they're eligible for, and not having to pay for them, saving them money that goes back into their pocket instead of having to pay for a paid preparer.
Each site has Spanish speakers. We have a list of all 13 VITA locations and all the forms you'll need to bring on our website right now at kens5.com. Well, it is a cloudy Friday as we look ahead to what the weekend holds. Bill Taylor was standing by with our forecast. Bill.
Yeah, hello, EC's got a cold front in the forecast. It has been one wet week, and we were pretty socked in today with showers nearby. Take a look at Calaveras Lake. If you can see it. I mean, we were socked in, low visibility to zero visibility for several hours this morning. Then once we get to about midday, the fog begins to lift, but we just haven't seen a big break in the clouds. So we've been mostly cloudy all of this Friday, the final Friday of January. All right, look at Molds and Mountain Cedar, socked in and feeling it on this Friday too. In fact, both being heavy, I know the allergies were bothering you. While we're here, look at the aquifer, up again. Now only a tenth at 646.8 from yesterday to today, but that makes it 8.5 feet since Sunday. Talk about some beneficial rains for the J17 well. All right, looking into downtown, you can make out the tower. Right here it is, right here. See it? I mean, again, mostly cloudy. 59, east wind about 8 miles per hour, so visibility in some directions might be a little bit lower. And as we head through the evening, no rain. I mean, with all this cloud cover, we will stay dry as temperatures will slip into the mid-50s. So if you're going out for Friday night, maybe a light jacket. Now to the radar. Some of the rain that did materialize just off to the east, most of it light. In fact, all of it light until you get to about Columbus. You can see a couple of downpours there. Look at all the river flood warnings from Cuero and Hallettsville south towards Victoria and the coast. A weak frontal boundary will be sliding through North Texas, getting numerous showers and even thunderstorms. One thing we will feel with this front are the winds for sure. In fact, tomorrow morning, wind gusts at 7 a.m. near 30 miles per hour in the city, coming north-northeast near 30 most of the early afternoon. I think once we get to about 3 or 4 p.m. is when we'll start seeing those winds go back a little bit and we'll be okay. Now on Saturday, we start cloudy, but gradual sunshine by 11 a little bit, maybe a little more at 1 o'clock, and by 3 to 5 p.m. we should be mostly sunny tomorrow. Highs will be seasonal, right around 62 or 63 degrees. All right, let me walk you through a dry 7-day forecast. This is a new weather pattern. After getting that El Nino pattern out for now, remember we're still in El Nino for the rest of winter, but we're now going to get into a nice dry pattern, wash the cars. Now, like I said, we'll start cloudy tomorrow, and on a breezy Saturday, we'll get more and more sunshine as the day wears on. We'll hit about 63, but wind gusts between 20 and 30 miles per hour. We'll still call Sunday breezy with north winds about 15, but go from 42 to 64. So here's where the cool air comes in. It's definitely going to be Sunday and Monday morning, but especially Monday, down to 36 in the city. That's going to put hill country locations down into the mid to upper 20s on Monday morning. But that's as cold as it gets. We start recovering. Even waiting for us on Wednesday is a 70-degree high before we cloud back up to begin February. Yeah, 1 month down, ECs, in 2024 by Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Bill. We'll see you tonight at 10. Well, we have another major full closure this weekend for the Loop 1604 North Expansion Project. The 1604 and I-10 interchange on the northwest side will close in just a few hours. Crews will be doing bridge construction starting at 9 o'clock tonight until 5 a.m. Monday morning. Traffic on Vance Jackson in both directions at 1604 will also be closed starting tonight until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. The San Antonio River is loaded with trash due in part to the heavy rainfall earlier this week. People who care about the river say it's time for everyone to work together to toss the trash out of the system.
Y'all come down, please, because these beginning springtime rains, this is about as bad as it gets. And if we don't act quickly, then this stuff gets down to the Gulf, and it's very, very expensive to get out of our environment.
The group will be working in the area just downstream from the dam in Espada Park from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow. Volunteers of all ages are welcome. Trash grabbers and gloves will be provided. You can find all the details on the River and San Antonio Facebook page. We've got a link to that on our website at KENS5.com. Vinny?
Look forward to getting that, putting that Oklahoma City game behind us. Obviously, it was a tough game for us. They hit a ton of threes and we couldn't really make anything. And now we get a chance to play Portland, who we beat not too long ago. So should be a good night. We're gonna come out ready to play. We're locked in, and we're gonna play hard tonight.
Yeah, that's my hot take. They'll get it done tonight. Although I'm selfish, wish we got Wemby versus Chet every night. That was fun. The Spurs with 6 more at home, including tonight before the annual rodeo road trip gets underway. Hey, finally some conference momentum for UTSA men's basketball the other night. The dramatic finish with the win over Tulane. Jordan Ivy Curry, Juice as they call him, with the buzzer beater. Basically 1.4 left on the clock for the 1-point win. Now it's right back on the road tomorrow at South Florida. The Bulls, another quality challenge. They're 12-5. The Runners, though, feel like a win streak is right there on the doorstep.
It reinforces what we've been talking about. It's hard to tell them that we're getting better when we don't get the tangible result. And, the win is the tangible result. So happy for our guys. I told them, and I said in here, I feel like we've got a winning streak coming. I didn't know when it was going to start.
Coach talked about it. He kept telling us that it's going to happen. It's going to come. Just believe. Just keep coming to practice. Just keep fighting. Just come with the right mindset and keep our confidence up. So this most definitely is a confident
booster.
It's a booster, basically. Yeah, confidence booster. So feel good.
Yeah, Jordan with the assist there. Confidence booster. It's all good. It happens. You should see me half the time. The ladies, meanwhile, have won 4 of 5 and take that momentum on the road. 2 o'clock tomorrow for them at SMU. Hey, big news around the local high school basketball scene this week. Clark's Adiana Roberson selected as one of the 24 McDonald's All-Americans. Think about that now. One of just 24 from around the country, and she's probably in the top 5 of those 24. The game is in early April in Houston. The senior Cougar definitely had this marked as one of her personal resume goals.
This one was definitely one of my top, the top ones, and finally being able to achieve that goal and it being the main priority for me, it feels amazing, and I'm very honored and grateful and blessed. I can't even put it into words. I'm just so thankful for it all, and get an opportunity to go out and play with the best. So I guess we'll see.
Ari, she never ceases to amaze us. You know, she gets one accolade after the other, but they're all well earned. She spends a lot of time, not just what she does in practice, but she spends a lot of time outside of practice making sure that she's elevating her game. I mean, right now she's working tirelessly to get herself healthy to get back on the court. So that says a lot about her and not just her talent, but the type of person she is.
Yeah, and don't forget you've got Appointment TV Sunday early afternoon here on KENS 5, Chiefs and Ravens and Taylor Swift. That's the ticket, the winner to the Super Bowl. The NFC title game later in the day is on another TV channel. And remember, whoever loses the 2 games on Sunday, speaking of Taylor Swift, you've got to shake it off. Shake it off.
There it is. There it is. Oh.
It's pretty good, Vinny. Wow, I'm impressed. Thanks so much, Vinny. And you have a chance to truly enjoy a Rodeo Star experience. KENS 5 is giving away 2 premium tickets to sit on the arena floor near the stage to see Brad Paisley on KENS 5 Day at the Rodeo. It's happening on February 10th. You'll also watch the rodeo competitions from the fan zone and enjoy a meal in the special first-class dining section. Just go to the KENS 5 app now to register to win.
Is Vinny performing at the rodeo?
Well, apparently I just performed.
Yeah.
I thought I was supposed to get over here.
Trending tonight, Justin Timberlake is coming to the Alamo City. His first tour in 5 years, the Forget Tomorrow World Tour, will stop at the Frost Bank Center in May. His tour will include 22 cities total and kicks off in April. It follows the release of his new album in March. A new single and music video for his new song Selfish is out today. Tickets go on sale next Friday, February 2nd. And finally, SeaWorld is offering free admission all year long to Texas teachers and Texas preschool children ages 3 to 5. The offer is available for a limited time online.
That's awesome. Well deserved. Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us for this special streaming edition of KENS 5 News. We'll see you back on air tonight at 10.